Hey, howdy, and how's it going, everybody? I am bringing you something that I honestly have never done physically. I've done a video like this before, nothing new, but I decided this painting, I worked on this painting, it came through a couple times. First of all, Happy New Year, Happy Holidays, Merry Christmas. It is a new year. I might do a little gallery of like 2021 of all the things I painted in 2021, and I might do a more concise New Year wrap-up type of thing over on the main channel. But on this one, I've had this video for a bit, or recorded for a bit. I just never really knew, maybe it's not really knowing, but I never really had, I guess, the urge to sit down and commentate over it because I didn't know if I don't know. I guess I didn't know if I wanted to like keep on adding on to it, if I wanted to do more to it. But I've gotten to a spot where I've worked past where it ended without recording it, so I figured, you know what, maybe it's about time to show the process. And the process is me, what you're seeing now is a painting that I made, and then I liked it, and I liked sort of where it was going. I wanted to have like sort of a nighttime walkie vibe, and I think it was like there-ish, but I just didn't like how it looked. So I decided to rip it apart. I used a lot of like heavyweight paper for shapes to give it some like smoother textures and areas to paint on, and also like a little bump, just because it's always sort of fun to have, I guess, slight 3D texture elements on there. I feel like it brings a little bit to it. But with that, it also sort of gave me the ability to go back in and rip apart my painting and allow me to very easily, well, that might be a lie to say very easily, because it was quite a bit of effort. It wasn't like, because I don't know what it is. It's like a paste. It's not necessarily a modeling paste. It's like a heavy, hold on, it's right here. It's a Liquitex brand matte super heavy gel. And it's like very thick, good for like heavy impasto type stuff. And I used it essentially, I use it quite frequently essentially to like glue things down, just because it's like better than if I wanted to use like spackle or something, because spackle sucks. Well, it's good for its job, but it's not good for painting on. I know that because I experimented with it a little bit. I'm still seeing if there's maybe some ways I can use it in a painting that might be interesting. But for now, it's kind of just annoying because it's very chalky. But I decided to rip apart this painting, not because I necessarily hated it, at least not every part of it, but more so just because I felt like I couldn't change the way it was gonna go enough. So I just felt like I had to do it. And how did I do it? A great question. Well, you can see my water bottle, a very integral part of the whole operation. And I spray it to wet the water a bit, because obviously not all the water, is gonna be, all the paper isn't gonna be like always wet or super covered in paint somehow. I didn't like soak it and then stick it on. It's not like a paper mache. Even then, it would dry out and it would be easier to, like, I could then re-moisturize it. Anyways, so all the paper I sort of created like somewhere I can get some water in, and I start peeling it off, and then slowly it comes off. So water, some palette knives to peel it off. I think I also used some screwdrivers to scrape some areas to get more water in and to get like a little bit more details. I think I used like a razor blades maybe sometimes to also get under edges. I used whatever tools were near me at the time just to get it off in the easiest way possible. It was still a pain in the ass though. I glued them down pretty well. You can also see me going over with a nail file because I don't have actual sandpaper yet. Trying to get all the slight bumps gone, and all sort of the edges were like, because they were pieces of paper, so you could see where like the paint ended on them, and they were sort of a rough edge, and I was trying to get rid of all those and smooth them down, so you couldn't really fully tell that there was something there, I guess. But definitely the most annoying part of this whole thing was just all like the paper remnants left behind, the things that I had to like truly scrape off. There were some spots where I started scraping off like the original paint. Not like the gesso paint that came on the canvas, but like my first layer of paint that I was putting down. I was like, oh, because this one's been through not too much, but a little bit. I can post where it started, and it definitely went through some shit. Now, I was also going to post this video of me just destroying it, but I decided to also go back and rebuild it up a little bit just to so you guys can see like the whole process a little bit, even though it's not the whole process like I said in the earlier, because I said I already went and did more. But you guys will see the majority of the process, and also I guess the process of making the first painting wasn't there, which is like sort of crucial to like how the second painting also got there. So you guys are really seeing a small window in the process. Like right now, I'm slowly just taping off areas, trying to find out like where do I want to keep sort of like that destroyed, ripped apart texture, etc., etc. Now you can see me over taping on a lot of areas, and I seem sort of careless, but I do go back through with the razor blade and sort of cut out the shapes of the tapes that I'm wanting for a little bit cleaner of a mask. This painting was like pretty fun, and it has been pretty fun. I've done a lot of mess around experiments on it. Really a lot of my paintings, especially recently, have been like mess around, trying like slightly different things. They're not like groundbreaking things for me or like completely new processes or anything like that, but they're definitely like smaller implementations into my routine when painting. I don't know what I'm saying, but they're definitely like smaller things that I just like toss in there that bring out a new look. Or just like I'll try it to see how it brings out a new look, and maybe I won't notice it instantly, but then later on I'll notice like, oh, it's a good thing I did that because otherwise this would have looked different type of stuff. And I've just been like messing around, seeing how like doing things earlier with the intent of them changing something later, I guess, if that makes sense. I guess planning ahead is what I pretty much just said in a like a weirder way. But it's been cool. I feel like with my more recent pieces, I've been slowly finding, I guess, more of a style. I feel like I still don't have like a certain or a very specific style. I think it's more so how I approach, I don't really know. The whole style thing still confuses me because it's like styles change frequently. I'm not even talking about like necessarily as far as like somebody's style, but also just like what style is considered changes and can be changed, and it can mean so many different various things. And also what I was saying, that was like style, it does sort of change. It can change in small ways and alter ways. And even in like style with like clothing, I've always tried to change each one I do in some way, not have it be quite the same, a little bit of uniqueness. And maybe that's what I try to do. Maybe that's my style. But then again, that style is only prevalent, relevant, I don't know what word I'm thinking of, with the context of like the previous ones done before. But at that point, I feel like that's just still finding the style, and it's not actually, I don't know. I guess I'm just sort of in like a weird spot because I've done quite a few. When I look at all my paintings, and speaking of, I might do like a gallery sort of wrap-up review. I don't know if I already said that. But when I look at all my paintings, I don't see necessarily one coherent style overall. But I also do in like smaller areas, sort of areas where like I tried it one way, then I carry it over and try that on a new painting and then expand from it there and just like do it that way. So I don't really know. But regardless, I feel like I'm finding it, or at least finding more freedom in when and how I paint, and like less care of not less care of how it turns out, but like less care of how it's looking so far, because I know, it's not the end of the road. It's just I tripped on a pebble, maybe, maybe that's all it is. Just a little stumble. I tripped on a fucking pebble. Like I couldn't pick anything else. I couldn't say I'd stumbled in a pothole or like a car almost hit me. I say I trip on a pebble. Who the hell trips on a pebble? Unless you're on a skateboard going slow. But I'm not. I'm walking. At least I was assuming I was walking. I don't know. Anyways, but yeah, this painting, it's cool. I like it so far. I like how it came out, and it's come along even further, and I still like how it looks, and that's always a good thing. But for now, this video must wrap up, as I have not recorded any more. If you guys want to see more painting videos like this one or other ones, be sure to let me know. And if you guys like this one, be sure to drop a like. I'll see y'all later. Peace.